Every time you open a new project, you'll have to go through a list of commands, and more often than not, it's quite annoying to copy paste all of these individually in terminal. Sometimes you go to a markdown so that it's easier to see them and to copy paste. To avoid all that, you can use the RunME Notebooks for DevOps extension, install that, and once you're done, you'll see this run blocks wherever the commands are. To go an extra step, I'd say just change them to shell commands, and now you can run them from here. Or if you want a better view, you can open your file explorer, right click on the readme file, open with, run your markdown with RunME Notebooks for DevOps, click on that, and you can pretty much hit the play button and have those extensions run. It's very, very easy this way, and no more having to copy paste, miss a command because of some typo or something. I hope you find this one very useful. When you share your screen, you don't want your secrets to be exposed like this. So for that, I use .env official plus vault extension. What this does is it gives you an option to cloak your screen. So even if you close it and open it again, you'll have to click to auto cloak, hide or show the secrets. So for the most part, I wouldn't even need this to be displayed unless I'm editing a secret. So this is a very useful extension to hide my secrets and not unintentionally expose them. If you're a TypeScript programmer, a lot of times you will come across errors like this. This is a simple error. If you hover over this, it gives you a description and it's easy, but when the errors are complex, it just doesn't make any sense. So for that, I use pretty TypeScript errors, enable this one, and now if you hover over this, you'll get a better error. When I code, most of the time I just want to see the editor and not the sidebar or terminal, but very few times I want the terminal. So in order to do that, I can always use the shortcuts to hide or show the sidebar and terminal, but sometimes I'd rather that they do on their own. In order to do that, I installed an extension that's called auto hide. So once you install that, go to command palette, type auto hide. Once you're here, you'll get a few options: hide sidebar for current workspace, hide panel for workspace, and hide auxiliary bar. So I'm going to hide sidebar automatically. So the moment I start typing, it hides automatically. And if I want to, I can open it anytime, but the hiding is automatic. And if I want to hide the terminal, I can do the same, auto hide panel, hit that, and now even terminal hides. Sometimes I need terminal more than the sidebar, so it's easy to disable that. You just can hit toggle and now it doesn't auto hide. You can do the same with the sidebar and now you see it doesn't automatically hide. Blockman is used to highlight nested code blocks. For instance, I have a sample HTML file. Sometimes when the file gets really big and you want to see just the chunks of code, this extension is very helpful in letting you know which part of the code you're on. For instance, if I'm here, it'll show me I'm inside this section of code. For those who have trouble figuring out which part of the code you're on, this is a nifty little tool that will help you with that. I also have a JSON file. For instance, if I'm here, it shows me I'm in this section of code and helps me focus on that. When dealing with really big JSON files, it's much easier to understand their structure when you can see the structure visually. To do that, I use an extension called JSON Crack. So once I install it, whenever I open a JSON file, I should be able to see this icon here. If you do not, you can do Command Shift P or click on here and just put Command Shift P, JSON Crack. Yeah, hit enter on this one and you should be able to see it here. So click on this one and you'll see a really good visual representation of the JSON file you're dealing with. So this is like a mind map kind of thing. You can collapse it, you can collapse the structures. This was super simple JSON file, but otherwise you'd see how powerful it is. When you're using Tailwind CSS in your code, you end up having big CSS classes. Sometimes you just want to hide them whenever you don't need them so that you can focus on the code that you want. To do that, I use an extension called Inline Fold. So once you install this, it should automatically collapse your CSS code. If not, do Command Shift P, Inline Fold toggle. Now you see just three dots instead of all the styles. Whenever you want to see them, you can either hover over them or you can click on that and you'll see the complete style. So you can see it on a need basis. But at times, if you want to see all the code again, you can do Command Shift P, Inline Fold toggle, click on that, and now you'll see them all again. There's one more extension, Tailwind Fold, which does something similar. I think it also gives you a bit more control over the way, uh, a little more customization. So depending on your need, feel free to use either of the extensions. Both are powerful enough to hide your Tailwind code when not needed. It's so easy to make typos when you code. To avoid that, I use an extension called Code Spell Checker. What this does is it catches common typos and you can fix them. When there's a typo, the extension detects it and you can see squiggly blue lines here. You just have to hover your mouse over here, click on Quick Fix. It will give you a list of suggestions so you can fix your typos this way. But then at times you would need certain words. So what you can do is quick fix, add to your workspace settings and user settings. Workspace settings is just for this project. So if you have some other project, then this will show up as an error again. So usually I add it to the user settings because it doesn't matter which project you open, this is added to your dictionary now.